Hello students, welcome to the biology class of Study Zest. Today we will conclude the chapter Heredity and Evolution. As you know that the chapter explanation is already completed and today's class is a question answer session of the chapter. But before we start, I want to remind you about our social media platforms like our YouTube channel Study Zest Academy. Do subscribe our channel, like our Facebook page, join our Telegram channel through this link, and the name of the channel Study Zest School 7 to 10. It looks like this. Through this channel you will get each and every possible and important updates about the live classes and the study materials of all subjects. Follow us on Instagram and also join us through the WhatsApp community through this number which is displayed on the screen. And for more updates, don't forget to visit our website www.studyzest.in. Now in Google Play Store, our free app of Study Zest is available and it looks like this. This is a very user-friendly app, and through this app all the live classes of all subjects, these are being conducted as you know. And apart from the live classes, all the recorded classes as well as the important notes along with the study materials are also available here. So without any further delay, download the app and install it now. This is how our YouTube channel looks like. So as I told you earlier, do subscribe our channel and then don't forget to hit the bell icon so that whenever any new videos will be uploaded in our channel, you will get the instant notification of that and can check out the video. This is how our Facebook page looks like. So like us on Facebook too for being united with us continuously. Now let's move on to the question answer session of the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Our first question is, how does the creation of variations in a species promote survival? So as we proceed, the answer says that the variation, that means different accumulation of different kinds of characters in a species, it provides the stability to the population of various species by preventing them from getting wiped out during adverse condition. See, as a result of sexual reproduction क्या होता है, वेरिएशन ज़्यादा होता है. If variations are more, then possibilities ज़्यादा होता है कि ताकि वो population, वो particular population having that particular species will be stable more and more, right? It will be very very helpful that it can be prevented from getting wiped out during adverse condition. Adverse condition में भी वो क्या होगा, वो उसका जो फीचर्स है, डिफरेंट फीचर्स, उससे वो जो सिचुएशन है उस सिचुएशन का सामना करेगा. सो इन दिस वे द वेरिएशन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड द नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट also gets changes, and the variation in the species which become suited to the environment, it can help them to survive. So natural जो environment है, it keeps on changing ever, means ये इसका change कभी भी हो सकता है, कैसे भी हो सकता है. So if we are not having varieties of features inside us, then we are not in a condition, not in a position to cope up with the environment. So in that case it will be very very dangerous. Next question is, how do Mendel's experiments show that the traits may be dominant or in other case they may be recessive too? Mendel took the pea plants with the contrasting pairs of characteristics of tall plant as well as dwarf pea plant or short pea plant. So उन्होंने क्या किया था, and gene always exists in pairs. So ये गया tall plant और this one is the dwarf plant. Now on cross pollination he got all the tall plants in the F1. So the P, this is the P generation. So यहाँ से he got hybrid tall plant in the F1 generation. Then by self-pollination or self-crossing of the F1 tall plant, the plants of second generation consisted of tall plant as well as short plants in the ratio of 3:1. सब इसके साथ क्या हुआ, ऐसा क्रॉस हुआ और ये क्रॉस करने के बाद capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, here again capital T, small t, then lastly small t, small t. Now these three makes 3 and this is 1. In this way this 3:1 ratio came. On the basis of these experiments, the characteristics appeared in the first generation were called dominant, right? In the first it called dominant. And which character here the dominant is? The tall characteristics, right? And the characteristics which did not appear in the first generation were known to recessive or the dwarf character. So capital T is the dominant one, whereas recessive is the small t according to the experiment done by Mendel. Next one, how do Mendel's experiments show that the traits are inherited independently? That means his law, the laws of Mendel which was given by him. Mendel took two pairs of alternate expressions of two traits and carried out dihybrid cross by crossing them. So dihybrid cross में क्या था? It deals with two pairs of contrasting traits, and the traits appeared in the first generation were termed as dominant, as I told, and when he used these F1 progeny to generate F2 progeny by crossbreeding or self-pollination or selfing of the plants, plants of different types were produced. Different types of plants were produced by the self-pollination. In some plants, both the traits were dominant, while in some other plants, both were recessive, and some plants exhibited mixed characters. So, both the characters, all the characters were found. ऐसा भी character था जिसमें purely tall था, ऐसा भी character था जिसमें purely dwarf था, और some mixture was also found. Tall भी है, dwarf भी है. So, this is becoming hybrid tall, right? Pure tall, purely dwarf. Pure लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है because this is the recessive character and this one is the hybrid tall. So this indicates that the traits are inherited independently. अगर ऐसा होता कि traits independently inherit नहीं कर रहा है तो जो कैरेक्टर फर्स्ट जनरेशन में था उसका कुछ चेंज ही नहीं होता, वो कॉम्बिनेशन जो है नया कॉम्बिनेशन बनता ही नहीं. प्योर टॉल था तो प्योर टॉल ही होता, प्योरली डॉर्फ था तो प्योरली डॉर्फ ही होता, कोई हाइब्रिडाइजेशन या मिक्सचर का कोई बात ही नहीं बनती. But here we have seen all the mixed characters together, so from that we can say that the traits are inherited independently, right? Alright, next question is, a man with blood group A marries a woman with blood group O and their daughter has the blood group O. So in this, is this information enough to say that which of the traits, blood group A or blood group O, is dominant and why or why not? This is a very important question, and just think this is really very important and very important for your exam too. Okay, and interesting also to find out. So let's find out the answer. This information is not enough. This is because each individual is carrying two alleles, right? And the recessive trait can occur only when two alleles are similar. Of course, recessive trait तभी होगा जब दो alleles similar होगा. जैसे कि यहाँ पर पहले small t यहाँ पर दो alleles जो है इस जीन का, जो दो allele है, दो allele में से दोनों allele एक दूसरे से similar है. This is why this has been possible to represent it as a recessive trait. Now, if the blood group A is dominant and O is recessive, then the daughter can have blood group O only when both the recessive alleles occur together in mother, right? But the father has one allele of O and one allele, other allele of A. So this information is not enough at all. More information is required. Okay, next. What are the different ways in which the individuals with a particular trait may increase in a population? So other ways क्या है, in which जिनमें the individuals with a particular trait may increase in a population. So different ways in which individuals with a particular trait may increase in a population, such if it gives the benefit of survival through natural selection. Due to a sudden increase in a particular trait in a population, that is the genetic drift. So यही ways हैं. Question is, what are the different ways in which the individual with a particular trait may increase in a population? So increase क्या है कि if, अगर it gives the benefit of survival through natural selection, natural selection के through अगर ये बढ़ पाए तो ही अपना जो नंबर है वो इंक्रीज कर पाएंगे inside a population. And due to a sudden increase of a particular trait in a population like genetic drift, that is by genetic drift. So किसी तरह अगर ऐसा हुआ कि एक पॉपुलेशन के अंदर सडनली अपना जो ट्रेट है, कैरेक्टर है, उसको इंक्रीज करने का कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले, देन ओनली इट विल बी पॉसिबल, राइट? ओके, नेक्स्ट नंबर 6, व्हाई आर द ट्रेट्स acquired during the lifetime of an individual not inherited? The question is very important कि why are the traits which are acquired during the lifetime of an individual not inherited? Acquired जो characters हैं, जो हम लोग अपनी total lifetime में जब हम लोग जीते हैं, जो हम लोग gain करते हैं, acquire करते हैं, वो inherit क्यों नहीं होता है? अगर मैंने कुछ inherit किया है तो वो next generation में pass on क्यों नहीं होता है? See, the traits which are acquired during the lifetime, these are the changes in the non-reproductive cells of the organism and are not capable of being passed on to the next generation. Answer is very simple, but question is very tricky, you know. So the main thing is कि जो नॉन रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल है, ये सारे चेंजेस जो हम लोग लाइफ टाइम में अचीव करते हैं या हम लोग एक्वायर करते हैं, गेन करते हैं, ये सारे नॉन रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल में ही चला जाता है. नॉन रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल्स कैन नॉट बी इनहेरिटेड from parent or from one generation to its next generation. So that is why जो acquired traits हैं वो हर एक individual के लिए अलग ही होगा. जो trait मैं acquire कर सकती हूँ, it's not necessary कि मेरा जो next generation है वो भी उसको acquire करेगा. या फिर the characteristics, the acquired characteristics which my parents they are having, it is not necessary that I will have to I will have to acquire the same features. They have acquired some another features, some other features during their lifetime, and I have acquired some other features during my lifetime. Okay. Next, what factors would lead to the rise of a new species? Now, firstly, the geographical isolation. Question is कि कौन-कौन सा factor है जो कि एक new species करने में, न्यू स्पीशीज का फॉर्मेशन जो है दैट इज कॉल्ड स्पीसिएशन. फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द प्रोसेस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ न्यू स्पीशीज इज नोन एज स्पीसिएशन, राइट? प्रोसेस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अ new species. This is called speciation. Okay. So geographical isolation of a population caused by various types of barriers, such as geographical isolation can be mountain range, हो सकता है कोई river हो रास्ते में, या फिर कोई on the way कोई sea और ocean. Okay. This geographical isolation leads to the reproductive isolation, due to which there is no flow of genes, there is no gene flow between the separated groups of population. Okay. Next is the genetic drift. So suppose this one is number 1, here is number 2. So genetic drift, which is caused by the drastic changes in the frequencies of particular genes by chance alone. And thirdly, variations caused in the individuals due to natural selection, right? Next, can the wing of a butterfly and the wing of a bat be considered as homologous organs? Why or why not? So we have learned about the homologous and analogous organs. So the wings of a butterfly and the wings of a bat cannot be considered as homologous organs. Kyun? Because they have different basic designs though they are used for the same purpose of flying. That means they are the analogous organ. So they cannot be considered as homologous organ. So ये butterfly का जो wing है और bat का जो wings है ये homologous इसीलिए नहीं है क्योंकि their basic body designs are different. Means structurally they are different but functionally they are same. But homologous होने के लिए structurally same होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Purpose चाहे जो भी हो. Functions cannot be same also. They can be used for different other purposes. They can perform various functions, various functions, but their basic body design should be same. But in this case, here we can see that the wings of butterfly and the wings of bat, they are so much dissimilar from each other in case of their body design. So in this way, they cannot be considered as homologous organ because they are indeed analogous organs, right? Next, what are the fossils and what do they tell us about the process of evolution? Fossils are very important. They are the dead remains or the trace marks of a dead organism, right? And they are formed through the formation of the sedimentary rocks over several million years. ये बनता है, and they provide us many information. See, they tell us about the changes that occurred on the earth's surface and also the corresponding organisms. Next, they tell about the gradual development of complex structured organism from the simple structured organism. This is another evidence. Next, it is known through them that the birds have been evolved from the reptiles. So this is also very good information. And next, they also say that the angiosperms have been developed from the pteridophytes and gymnosperms. So angiosperms are the higher and the highest group of plant species. And lastly, they exhibit the process of human evolution. So in this way also fossil is very, very important, and they give us so relevant information regarding the process of evolution. Now our next question is, why are human beings look so different from each other in terms of size, color and looks, and say to belong to the same species? In spite of that, they are considered to belong to the same species. This is because though the genetic makeup of the humans may be slightly different in different races of people, there is no reproductive isolation. Looks wise different, but reproductive isolation is not there. So reproductive isolation only differentiates one species from the other species. And human beings are so much different in their size, color and looks. They can vary among themselves. Looks. They also, there is no foundation. They can marry among themselves and can produce fertile offspring. So this is the answer, right? We'll move on to the next one, and here we'll see that the evolutionary terms, can we say among which among the bacteria, spiders, fish and the chimpanzees have a better body design? If we can say, then it's okay. If we can't say, then why we can't say, that also you need to answer. So bacteria, among these four, in case of evolutionary terms, bacteria is a primitive organism as they came into being very early stage of evolution. But these organisms are still surviving, in the present conditions even after millions of years past. This is because they have adapted well to the changing environment over these years. Spiders, fish, chimpanzees, they have developed so much, right? And therefore, all these organisms which exist have a body design which is quite better, as it is suited to this environment in comparison to the bacteria. Next, explain the term homologous and analogous organ with example. Just now we have discussed that analogous organs are those organs which have different basic body structure or different basic body design, but their appearance same and they perform similar functions. For example, the wings of an insect and wings of a bird, these are how they are formed. Their formations are different, their body designs are different, their structures are different, but both the cases we will see they perform similar function. And next is homologous organs, the organs which have the same basic body structure but their functions are different, like the wings of bat, flipper of seal, front leg of a horse, arm of a man. All of these, they are used for different purposes but the body design is same, right? Next, now explain how the sexual reproduction gives rise to more viable variations than the asexual mode of reproduction. How does this affect the evolution of those organisms that reproduce sexually? Now, during sexual reproduction, there is the occurrence of crossing over of the chromosomes. So, it gives rise to variation. Due to the crossing over only, we know that during sexual reproduction, we get variations in the offsprings. So, these variations, these are inherited and increase the chances of survival in an organism. In this reproduction process, the variations may occur due to errors in the DNA copying. So, there may be variations due to interchange of the homologous chromosomes during the process of crossing over of male as well as female. And in this sexual reproduction process, it is not predetermined. पहले से ये determine किया हुआ नहीं रहता है that which gamete will fuse with which other gamete, with another gamete or which gamete. It is not predetermined. So, it depends only on chance, only on the situation. It is also a reason of variation. So, these variations enable the organisms to adapt themselves to the changing and ever-changing conditions and also help to give rise to a new species, new variety of species. Next one, how is the equal genetic contribution of female and the male parents ensured in the progeny? This is a very important question. Very important. All the questions are important, but still this is a bit more important. Genetic material in most of the organism is present in pairs of chromosome, right? Gametes, हम लोग जानते हैं कि X chromosome and Y chromosome. That is why it is told in pairs, either XY or XX. This says the female and XY says the male. Gametes in the sexually reproducing organisms are formed by the process of meiosis. During meiosis is a process of cell division, during which half of the genetic material goes into each gametes. Now, when the gametes from the male and from the female parents individually fuse together with each other during sexual mode of reproduction, then the normal complement is restored. And half of the genetic material comes from the female and half of the material or chromosome come from the male, right? Now, the next one is, next and last, the question is only variations that confer an advantage to an individual organism will survive in a population. Now, do you agree with this statement? If you agree, then why? And if you don't agree, then also you have to give a proper reason. So, yes, the statement is absolutely correct that variations that confer an advantage to an individual organism are inherited. The organism can survive longer in an environment and also maintain its existence in the population, right? So, this is all about today. Take care everyone. Next day we'll see you. We'll learn about another new chapter. We'll start a new chapter and discuss about that. Till then, take care and thank you.